I'll miss my brother. My brother died for $2 just because he put a peg a wrong place. He put a number a wrong place.
The normal Monday morning bustle on the Gros Islet bus stand on Darling Road in Castries turned deadly. An altercation between a seasoned bus driver well known to members of the public and the boardman, Chessie Sealy, over the driver's placement along the loading queue resulted in Sealy being fatally stabbed. Jabatis Shusaw is a fellow boardman. He said he arrived on the scene shortly after the fatal stabbing.
When I arrived here, I noticed a piece of knife full of blood on the ground and the handle of the knife on the other side.
And what did you witness? Did the police arrive? What was the scene?
The police arrived after the fellow was taken to hospital by a van, the next one, and then the police arrived, cleared the yard, and asked everybody to get out of there because it's a crime scene.
The mother of the deceased, Christina Sealy, says she had been working on the bus stand as a vendor for more than 30 years, and her son, Chessie, from a boy, had accompanied her to work. She says her son did not deserve to be killed, all in an effort to do an honest day's work at what was his second home.
The boy was trying to make a daily bread. Every morning he go in and do boardman. He call in the peg for the drivers. Every now and then he used to be in a little trouble with them because they're not listening, taking their time to take the peg. And coming this morning, I hear a driver stab him. He's dead.
This man, who was working nearby when the fatal stabbing was carried out, says this could have been prevented had the boardman been alerted to the driver's return to the scene.
This accident there, I say, is a shock surprise, you see. For that to happen so fast there, and I sitting there and I could not, nobody to call for no help, no backup crew there. Tell one of the drivers that said the man to watch himself, the man coming in for a knife.
Christina Sealy says she was on her way to work when she was told her son had been stabbed. She is also disappointed that her son was not alerted to the returning driver.
I was on my way leaving my home and on the way my daughter called me and tell me they stabbed my son. And as I reach in town, all drivers telling me they stabbed my son. I went at the hospital and when I reached there, they tell me my son is dead.
She says this was the last remaining of her 3 sons, the 2 others having also died in tragic circumstances.
That's my third son that died too. I have 2 sons that died in accident on the road up north, and a bus driver stabbed the last son I had left. I don't have no more boys. I only have 4 girls now.
Some of the drivers remember Chessie Sealy fondly.
He was a really good guy to me. He's a good fella to me, so that's all I could say for now.
Chessie Sealy was a staple on the Gros Islet bus stand on Darling Road in Castries. When he was not engaged as a boardman, he would be occupied washing buses or doing odd jobs to earn a living. His passing, allegedly at the hands of one of the drivers he served, makes his tragic death even more difficult to bear. Stanley Lucien for the HCS News Force.